Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the fifth round of the ESR GT Challenge. Oh my God, Matthew Higgs is going off in a rampage. Where'd he go? Oh, he's
There he
back.
is.
Yeah, he just went for a little rallycross. He was going to visit the fans. I'm your host, Cole McCray. Today we are joined by the fantastic and wonderful in every way, Josh McLaughlin.
Hello.
Hello.
Pleasure to join you.
It's been a while since it's been a while since we've had you in the booth.
It has
Uh,
been. It's
I,
always someone's been.
Ooh, Martin Smith. Ooh, that was
Oh,
not a good hit. Luckily, it's
that
just
was not fun.
qualifying wrapping up now. Um, yeah,
It's
I
been a hot
was,
minute.
I,
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a hot minute. I've kept your seat warm for you.
Thank you.
As you might be able to tell, we're at Brands Hatch for this round 5, and as you should be able to tell, either that or you should get glasses. It is wet.
It is wet
Um,
and very slippery by the looks of it too.
I was gonna say it seems almost slipperier than our race
Yeah.
at Donington.
I mean, in the last minute, we've seen 3 people slide.
Yeah.
That's
Ooh,
crazy.
goody, goody, goody. I can't wait. Sounds like a great time.
It does to me too.
Oh, yeah. So represents a little bit of a change in format for this series so far. As you may or may not have known, we've been doing the races live up to this point, but unfortunately, due to scheduling conflicts, that really couldn't happen today. So that's is what allowed Josh to be with us.
Yes. But I am no longer racing because I am working full time. But because we're recording afterwards, I'm able to join after the fact.
Yeah.
So some benefits there.
So yeah, as Josh said, he's departing Team Axert, which I'm going to call it
Yes.
that from now on.
Oh God.
I'm sure Albert and Javier will love that.
I'm sure
Speaking
they will.
speaking of, what the heck is up with Javier?
I
He's
don't know.
all the way
I
down
don't
in
know.
13th. I mean, he is
Yeah, he
setting it
is one and a
just by
half seconds
virtue
behind
of,
his teammate. Yeah.
yeah, no kidding, just by virtue of the car. Ooh, we're getting racy and qualifying, guys. Keep it in your pants, save it. We've got a whole race ahead of us, a whole hour. But many
Oh
familiar
no,
names.
he's not happy.
Yeah, we can see that Lamborghini. I think that's Carnelosi. It's either that or
Yeah, he's
Butler.
not happy. Yeah.
Not at all
Uh,
happy. He's a little bit thinking what I'm thinking, I think.
must have
Um,
been a good lap.
yeah, well, unfortunately, because this is after the fact and I don't have any wherewithal, I didn't get championship standings before the race, and unfortunately, they've already been uploaded. So shame on me. I'm fired. But we'll figure it out. I believe last race it was a pretty good sweep for Optimum Motorsports. That's Brandon Baker, Matt Higgs, Sean Kenny. Sean Kenny, speaking of which, is not doing too hot in qualifying either. 8th place. I mean, that's not bad, but it's not
Not bad. He didn't have an
not
amazing
where he
race
usually ends up.
last race either.
The big killer is as we can kind of see that the full force of the McLarens are present today. Meanwhile, as you might be able to tell, Josh McLaughlin is not in his Porsche today. So that'll be an uphill obstacle for Team AXRT.
Yeah, they're gonna miss the extra points.
Indeed.
Oh.
I'm kind of surprised that Brandon Baker is the on the pole today.
Yeah, he's beating his teammate Higgs. Very
Doesn't hap
impressive.
doesn't happen super often.
No,
Also, is do my eyes deceive me? Is that Brandon Ouiet, who
it
I'm sure
is
I'm pronouncing his name correctly,
with
in third place
Alexis
there?
up top.
That is quite a throwback. I think last time we saw him was in season 3 or maybe 4. I'm not entirely sure, but it was a while ago. So happy to have him
Quite some
back.
time. Yeah.
Also, ditto for Dominic Turcotte. Oh, just kidding. He's not there. He popped in for a second and then he's out of there. So for our qualifying order, we have on the pole, as we said, Brandon Baker in first place, followed by Matt Higgs in second, Brandon Ouiet in third, Gianmarco Silvestri in fourth, Albert Ahona fifth, Max Simmons in sixth. He was complaining to me in qualifying about how bad the weather conditions were, and I am inclined to believe, or to agree. We got then excuse me, Butler and Kenny in seventh and eighth, Smith, Bessie, fall rounding out the top 10. So I'm kind of surprised that Javier Eugeni's all the way down in 16th. It looks like the rain brought very much mix up in this race
This
today.
track was never going to be amazing for the Porsche, is my understanding, but usually the rain's not too bad.
Yeah, really, I would imagine that the Porsche would do well here.
Yeah, it should do reasonable. It's interesting that Arjona is up high though on the leaderboard.
Yeah, it isn't Munoz normally running the top for Team AXRT? Hmm,
Usually they're very close in times, so
no kidding.
interesting spread.
In any case, this represents our first return or our return to the more traditional race format prior to Donington. We have just one sprint race, which is an hour, with a one pit stop mandatory,
Smack
with
bang in the middle.
with only tires required. Exactly, I believe it's 10-minute window.
It
That
is a
sounds
10
about
minute
right.
window. Yep. So not
Excellenti.
a huge amount of time to go do your pit stop, but it's
No,
enough.
and you bet Max Simmons is going to use all of it.
You know I've been told that from a lot of people, but this season I haven't seen him do it much. So
Yeah, I know. We've Byron and I have been disappointed up until now, so I think we're gonna have to execute an executive maneuver.
I think I think that might be necessary. I'm sure we
We're
can talk him into it.
oh, I sure won't be too hard. As kind of mentioned yesterday or last race a week ago, he's gotten a new computer, so he's firing on all cylinders, or he's running on all cylinders. Um,
Oh, hopefully he got an RTX card because now we've got ray tracing available.
Ray tracing is an ACC now. Oh boy,
Oh yes, so you
man,
can have even
that game
lower
struggles to run on
frame
my computer
rates.
without ray tracing.
Mine too, don't you worry.
um,
So let's hope Simmons has a really good PC now.
think he has a 3070 Ti. I
Ooh, that's pretty good.
think that sounds alright. It's a 30 something,
It's serving
but
for some good years to come.
let's hope. Let's hope. I mean, if not, he could just tear it out and sell it for a million billion
Sell
dollars.
yeah, yeah. Sell
That's
it for
just
one
probably the
Bitcoin.
path I might take, honestly.
Honestly, yeah.
Oh, I saw a video as a budget build. It was just a kind of like smaller gaming YouTuber who, with some optimizations and not a lot, I might add, was able to get Forza Horizon 5 running 30 FPS, 1080p. It didn't look great, but like good performance without a graphics card on internal
Yep,
graphics only.
yep. Was this AMD or Intel?
I believe it was AMD.
Yeah, they're really good, those ones. They're actually pretty impressive. And again, Forza 5 is pretty impressive in terms of its low-end graphics settings as well. It's
Yeah,
pretty easy to run.
yeah, it's pretty well optimized. The once you start cranking up the, especially like the particle effects and stuff, it can wear, but like, I mean,
Just don't use an AMD discrete GPU.
yeah, I've heard
You'll
those
have
have
issues.
issues. Yes.
I can confirm firsthand.
Oh, you have an, oh, that's right, you have an AMD GPU.
Yes, RX 5600 XT. Don't buy
Don't buy it. Okay, well, you've
it.
heard it first here, ladies and gentlemen.
Get the 8 gig model.
What variants does that come in again?
This one only comes in the 6 gigabyte version, but if you get the 6000 series AMD, you can get an 8 gigabyte or a 12 gigabyte version, which is much better.
You know, that's fascinating because I mean, well, I say this, you know, from a position of privilege, but 68 gigabytes is not a huge difference, but I
Oh
mean,
no,
it does
it
make sense in
is.
a
It
RAM
is.
perspective.
It's the difference between running ACC on medium settings and on maximum.
That's incredible.
For me at least.
What even does my graphics card have? It's a 1080 Ti. What?
Uh, that's an
Uh,
8 gig card.
11 gigs?
11 gigs? Oh, that's not a number. And they're moving now.
Oh, they are moving
The
indeed.
race is
Yeah,
about to
it's
start.
time to actually do my job, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
So
About
so
time.
we got James Butler starting from the pits. Not entirely sure what happened there. Did he just fail to hit
Yeah.
the go button? Might be something wrong. Already getting a little bit of a pile up with Ayrton Arsenault, getting all up in the grill of Marco Bessi. We'll have to see how this happens, how this stacks up, because it'll be interesting where everyone slots in, especially with this rain. And green flag's waving. Here we go for round 5 of the ESR ACC GT Challenge. Already in
Three
the back,
wide at the back.
it's
Ooh.
getting dicey. Ooh, whoa, we got some chaos. Nope. They keep it off.
As far as I can
Very
see,
nice.
clean so far.
Ooh, and already
Oh.
we're starting to see the disadvantages of not doing it live. This camera view is not
Yeah,
exactly
it's
flattering.
terrible.
Um, but already we're starting to see Higgs making a move on his teammate Brendan Baker. He didn't put up any fight. I mean, it kind of makes sense. You know, you're not supposed to do that. But
Yeah.
we've seen Higgs put up a fight against the likes of Kenny in past races. So we'll never know, I suppose.
Was it team orders or was it just I want the position?
Maybe a little bit of both. You never know.
Yeah.
Who
He's in charge, right?
of
So
those three, who do you think the team principal is?
I'm pretty sure it's Higgs. I'm pretty sure Higgs is the one in charge.
See, but I couldn't imagine Higgs being principal of anything really.
True.
So we
But I
saw
can
some
imagine
action going on back a little bit.
a little bit back.
Simmons
Yeah.
was getting involved with Silvestri. It looks like they ended up evening out. No change in position, but looks like we got a
Changes
little
further
bit
back though.
aggressive.
Major
Change.
changes further back.
Oh yeah, definitely. Castano is all the way up to 10th. Butler, as predicted, is down in last. Arsenault looks like he got the worst of that deal that we saw him in. Is now currently sitting last aside from Butler. Um, Eugeni's doing his Eugenie thing of just like silently making his way through the pack, and I have no doubt he'll appear in 4th later. Yeah, we can see Simmons all over the back of Silvestri. There's a nice
Not,
train forming.
not a millimeter between them.
Exactly. You could probably use the space between to calibrate my 3D printer.
You probably could.
Okay, so he's gonna
And
go.
he's
He's
gone for
gonna
the move.
dive.
Ooh.
Ooh, maybe a little bit. Max is being really aggressive.
He is. He's making it work.
I'm a
And
little
he's still one
shocked.
behind.
He's got Silvestri spooked. You can tell that he's not
Yeah.
Silvestri isn't
Silvestri's
having
definitely
too
on the
happy of a
defensive.
time.
Yep.
So let's
I think
see.
Max
Oh
has got the
wow,
pace to get
around the
this.
outside.
He's
Max,
still next to him.
there's still 57.5 minutes left, dude.
Oh,
Ooh, oh, oh,
oh no!
I don't like that.
Oh,
I mean, I
yeah, that
love
was.
it, but
Oh.
that's a brown pants moment for sure. Ooh, and now Silvestri's involved with Arjona and Smith.
Because Silvestri's lost one position, two positions from that move,
Yeah, looks like it.
and now the pack behind him is going to group up.
Well, actually, he only lost one position, but this is maybe the move of the match here by Max, at least so far, because that putting Silvestri in such a disadvantageous position in such an awkward chunk of the track has caused the entire train to kind of check up, and
Yep.
now he's already gotten over, you know, like over a second and a half on him. Although Smith is actually taking Silvestri's place pretty nicely.
Yes, he looks like he's pressuring Max a little bit.
I'm a little bit curious. Actually, it looks like that lead that I talked about is kind of shoring up a little bit.
Yeah, it's shrinking.
Maybe he had a bad first sector already.
Although you say that, still 2 seconds, I guess. So
That's fair. A quick look at our weather forecast. It's rain, and more rain. So it's only going to get more and more oily and exciting.
yep, exciting is the word I would use.
I can't wait.
Oh, man, I'm just glad I'm not racing on this one. Oh, it's
Oh,
not
come
much
on. It
fun.
looks fun.
Your definition of fun needs tweaking.
Nah. So, out of nowhere, Jeremy Reeder is catapulted from 16th to 13th. Oh,
Impressive.
we got Carnelosi off. Reeder is one of our newcomers. This is his first season in any ESR league, and he's he's not been bad. He's a bronze driver. I think that's his rating. So you can't expect too much. He's been generally mid backpack, but he's showing promise.
Yes, yep. He's been asking me a lot of questions about New Zealand recently.
And what'd you tell him?
Only the good things.
Good boy.
Higgs is running away with it. 2.5
Yeah,
second lead already.
yeah, looks like it. Well, they're probably what, 2.5 laps in.
Yeah,
So
two,
yeah,
three laps in now.
he's just blowing them away.
I wonder if Brendan Baker's on slowing everyone down duty.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. It's an intelligent decision.
It would
We
be.
saw we saw some of that shenanigans happen last race, but I don't think that was nearly as intentional.
No, I don't think so.
So the big battles to see here will be Kenny versus Arjona for 7th, as that kind of forms. And then looks like Max Simmons is being ultra aggressive today, and with the dampness and the competition ahead of him, I think that'll be something to keep an eye out for.
It will definitely be. Whether he gains positions here, he still looks like he's gaining. But if he
And
makes a mistake, it's going to be costly.
without any doubt, that is the case. And the universe has has become into balance as Butler and Barker are next to each other to confuse me as much as possible. Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
They,
thanks.
they literally every race that I commentate on with
Oh,
them in it,
it's
they end up next to each other. I'm like, you guys, if you want my autograph, just ask for it, please. And yeah, kind of as predicted, they're bunching up a little bit. Baker has got a potential fight on his hands. It actually
Yep.
looks like Smith might have fallen off a little bit. I don't know if that's his fault or Simmons' fault. And
Wow.
Simmons is going around the outside again, and yet doesn't even
Looks
put
like
up a fight.
he just let him through.
Yeah,
He hasn't lost much time from doing that too.
and his neon green helmet visor is you can see it from space.
You can. You absolutely can.
Pretty
I
sure they
wonder
use
if
that
this
for
is a
signaling the
strategy
International
from.
Space Station.
I wonder if this is a strategy from Odlet to let Simmons do the hard work. Yeah. And then see
It
if he
could
can
be.
gain a position from it.
Yeah, it's definitely a strategy to let a really aggressive driver by and let him maybe have a
Take
go
it.
at your opponent ahead, and
Yep.
with
Take him
any
out
luck, they
maybe.
take each other. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That'd be a very easy position for him then.
So now we have a look back at Jeremy Reeder, who's doing battle with Javier Eugeni.
Plod along quite well there.
Yeah, two unique cars in the field. This is our only Aston Martin, our only BMW.
Are they really? Wow.
Yeah,
I remember a couple of
I'm
seasons
pretty
ago,
sure
everyone was
Eugeni
driving Astons.
owns that car. Sorry, what you say?
A few seasons ago, it was only Astons.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, but Eugenie, yeah,
I'm pretty sure he
that's his
bought that
car.
car and owns it. That's my only explanation. He's driven that thing. I even looked at his race app, and he drives that in basically every GT3 championship. Which, respect to the man. I mean,
Yep.
he's been able to give it some success. I do wonder aloud what he is,
Do you
how he
think
would
he'll
do if
pick
he
up
was
the new
in.
one?
Yeah, maybe.
Because I would expect him to.
Oh, the M4. That's right. We were
The
just
new
talking
one.
about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think he would? I would give him credit if he designed a helmet that looked like a bag on his head.
Wow, Summers is already on the attack.
The braking zones is really where he's got the extra
It
speed, it
seems
looks
to be,
like.
yeah, yeah.
Because he just ate up that speed. Looks like Smith and Uliet are going at it behind as well.
Yep. So we get the rear wing camera.
That Lexus might be struggling a little bit in the wet because Brandon doesn't appear to be putting up too much of a fight.
No, he doesn't.
So it's really going to be interesting to see where Simmons tries to make him move because he's being ultra aggressive, but he's
I
starting to get to the point where the opponents he's facing are going to start putting up more of a fight.
it looks like it will be the far end of the circuit. That's where he's done the last two overtakes,
Yeah, he really likes going around the outside of
which I would say is more the risky place to
yes,
drive.
to say the least. Yes.
Yes.
I mean, he's been able to make it work so far, and props to the man, I suppose. But
Yep. And I mean, if that's where his advantage is, by all means.
Exactly. That is Hawthorne's and Westfield. So I can see he's being a little bit more cautious now. Maybe that the battles he's picking are catching up to him. And in the background, we see Smith getting around Ouliette.
We do, yes. Looks pretty clean.
It looks clean. What's wrong with you guys? Come on.
We want action.
Exactly.
Put up a fight.
Yeah, if I don't see cars sideways soon, I'm gonna start rioting. I feel like we haven't gone to Brands Hatch in a long time.
Oh, we haven't. Absolutely haven't. Last time I can recall going there is 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago in 3D Speed.
Yeah. Well, I know we
It
did
was raining there too.
GT4, but that was kind of cheating because that was all Britain.
Oh, okay, that doesn't count.
The Brandon Baker just setting his fastest lap of the race so far, 129.7, I believe it was. I have no perspective on how fast that is,
Nope, me
but
neither.
Castagno's best is 130.6. So, although he has been struggling more a little bit, although Henny has failed to make any progress on Bessie ahead or Munoz behind. So maybe that speaks to just the difficulty of the conditions we have here.
Yep. Well, they qualified close to each other, so they may be around the same pace.
It's definitely possible. I saw for a second the gap between Simmons and Baker was less than a tenth, and that got me excited, but it looks like he backed out of whatever he was doing.
Yeah, might have gained a little bit under braking and just lost it again. It's all good to gain the distance, but you got to be able to maintain that.
Ooh,
Oh, that's
Castagno
wide.
going way wide. I believe that's a Sheen.
Oh well, better wide than in the wall.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, it goes
Oh,
wide
wow.
again. Oh no.
He's struggling. I trying to remember the last time I saw AXRT racing in the rain at that
Uh,
Brands Hatch. Because
Both
we
brands edge.
were they in no, we've never done Brands Hatch in the rain before. I don't think we've done Brands Hatch at all in the GT
Not in
Challenge.
GT Challenge. No, no.
Hmm. I'm trying to think. There's a couple off cameras. I mean, Paddock Hill, what we're seeing right now, is probably. I would expect most people to be going off of that, to be honest. But it's been moderately clean, at least from what I've seen. So
Well, Paddock Hill is one of those corners that you know it's scary. You know there's going to be incidents there, so you expect it.
that's
It's
true.
it's
Hmm.
the corners you don't expect it to catch you out.
So
Wow,
here we're
Summons
back
is
with Brandon
gaining
Baker
a
and Max
lot of
Simmons
speed on that
going to the
straight.
outside of Hawthorns.
You can't overtake on the outside.
I mean, he's done it every time so far, though.
Ah, that's true.
He's done magic weirdness. I don't understand it. I mean, I guess he's got his passing zone.
Yeah, he gets such a good speed on that straight, and then under the braking just gains so much. But I mean, it doesn't
But
take much to block him just staying on the inside there.
what's interesting is that up until this season with Max right now, the only other person I've really seen, utilize the NSX to any functional capacity was Barker, who's now sitting 16th. But Barker left for the Audi, I think 2 seasons ago, and he's kind of never looked back.
I mean, I drove it in the
Ooh,
last season of 3D Speed as he gets very slippery there. It's not great. The
yeah.
fact that Simmons is fighting for second place here is impressive.
Obviously,
Although,
everyone gets slidey out of out of
yeah,
Druids.
those curbs are very slippery, and Max is using a lot more curb than anyone else here too.
Well, one thing's for sure: if he crashes and gets ejected from the car, the rescue crews will be able to find him in point
Yeah,
0.2 seconds.
there'll be no issues there.
Just look for the blinding light. Ooh, as
Although,
Smith
look at
goes for
this.
a look.
That's not what Max needs right now.
It really isn't. I wasn't really paying attention too intensely, but did Simmons get squirrely out of the exit of Surtees?
He must have, because his entry in mid corner was fine.
We have Jeremy Reeder diving into the pits. Must have taken some damage, which is not unforeseeable, because just look at all that water.
Yep. Although it's not much water, it's just really slippery water.
That's true. Although the track status has been I guess we downgraded. I'd say upgraded because there's more water, but it's now wet rather than damp. Ooh, as we go for a little slide too there.
I think Max maybe this extra water was
Ah, I'm
just enough to
blind.
give. Yeah, we
Oh,
can't see anything.
it's too bright. Okay. Oh. Ooh, Baker goes sliding and paddock
Wow.
hill, but
Oh
recovers it.
no. Oh,
Uh, Although
he's
he
close to
actually,
losing another position here.
yeah, I was gonna say he saves it enough to maintain competitiveness, but that might actually be a bad thing because now he's forced to go too wide through this really. Well, no, he kind of solved it. Smith kind
We
of
only
backed
lost
out.
one there. Smith has been very lucky, and I think has benefited a lot
Ooh,
from.
whoa,
Wow. Oh no. As I was about to say, benefited from a lot of other people's maneuvers here as he gains another spot.
yeah, that was. I mean, I can't exactly see what happened because that camera angle wasn't great, but it looked like
Misses
Baker just
braking,
got
maybe?
stuck his nose where it shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
Not sure. Well, he kept it off the wall.
So we have Smith up in third now and Simmons in second. Very impressive positions.
Yeah. This is aside from Higgs, this is a top five we've really not really seen before.
No, no. I mean,
Uh,
Baker we kind of expect to be in the top five.
that's fair. I guess I say that just because we haven't seen Baker hardly at all this season. Um, Not to his detriment, obviously. This is, you know, a activity that you do when you can. But Iliette, Simmons, Smith,
Not
Sim,
names I've
Sim,
seen up the top before.
yeah, Simmons might be the exception here because with his new computer, it seems like he's unlocked his potential.
He
Uh,
has, definitely.
I mean, in
And
Iliad, we haven't seen him forever, but
you
even
gotta
then, he
remember,
wasn't.
Simmons is still driving the Honda, a
Yeah,
slow, uncompetitive car.
yeah, I don't know. It
So
seems like
maybe
if
he
it's
should.
gonna be competitive, though, it'd be this track.
I don't know. I haven't driven the Honda yet.
I mean,
But
I
yeah,
have very limited experience in any of these cars, but the way I see it, it's pretty it's if you have a slider that bridges speed and handling, it's about three-quarters of the way to the handling, end.
yeah,
That's the
yeah.
way I can best describe it. It's pretty
Well,
unremarkable, but got
it's
good
very
grip.
poor in the low speed and very, very good in the medium speed. High speed's okay, but the problem is it doesn't have much top speed.
Ooh, Albert Arjona getting involved with Marco Bessi.
Almost getting involved. Not quite.
Yeah, that was sketchy for a second there. As they enter Sheen curve here soon. Oh, that's Silvestri. So Arjona made a move on Silvestri and looked like he wanted it back because we got two
Oh
Ferraris in the
yeah.
picture.
Yes, the leaderboard here is out of date.
Yeah,
There's two Ferraris behind him, not one in front and one behind.
that's a funny looking McLaren we got back there.
It is. Interesting body kit they've got there.
So one thing that'll be interesting to see, the battle traditionally in the team, are they going too wide right now?
No, not quite.
Okay, I thought they were going to. I haven't paid enough attention to Bessie in the last, like, even couple of seasons, and that's probably my mistake. But very, would be interesting to, or I'd be interested in learning more about his kind of strategy.
It looks like Simon has made a mistake here. He is now 1.6 seconds behind Smith, who is
Oh,
now in
you're right.
second.
Ooh, that's true. So Smith is taken. Yeah, Smith or Simmons must have locked it up or something. And yeah. Alas, we will never truly know.
No, because the camera wasn't on him, unfortunately.
So funny thing about this auto director, Martin, our organizer has, or our admin has the settings set a very particular way, and whenever I use it, I always adjust it a smidge to focus more on, to prioritize position in the leaderboards and the standings.
Yep.
And it seems even with that, it didn't. It's not really picking up too much on what's going on up top.
So I guess sometimes it's hard to predict when these things are going to happen.
Oh yeah, well, hard to predict is the phrase of the hour, I think.
I
as
think
the
if there's a battle, I think it's getting it pretty good. But if there's an incident,
ooh, Baker, that looked really slidey. Oh, yep, we see some
it
tire
did.
marks. Oh,
Oh,
but he's
whoa,
that was
okay.
they weren't his. Oh my gosh.
Silvestri, I think, getting slippery there. Yes, Silvestri. Wow.
Yeah.
Better kill really getting people now.
You know, I'm probably gonna jinx this, but it's okay because it already happened. So neener neener neener.
Can't technically jinx it, yep.
Exactly. But I'm kind of surprised Silvestri hasn't really had any incidents yet. Like nothing against the man. He's just very aggressive, and that's generally fine. But in the wet, that seems like it'd be you're playing
Well,
with fire a little bit there.
well,
Oh,
I
we
think that's
got okay.
something happening. Change the camera. I think it's a good decision from him, though, because I suspect we may see Max make a more fatal mistake still.
Indeed, that might be Ayrton Arsenault right now
It
that Martin
is,
Smith is
yep.
passing. A little bit of blue flag, and he waves Simmons on by. I think perhaps Smith was hoping that he would block a little bit, but
Oh, you always do when there's a car in between you and your competitor.
I love doing that. So, for example, in the Saturday series, I'm in the GT4 class. We got GT4s and GT2s. Ooh, as both Uliet and Arsenault go off into Paddock Hill. Um, but I'm in the GT4, and I'm actually teammates with Max Simmons, who's in a GT2.
Ah,
Both
right.
driving Audis. And oh yes, the joys of getting involved with the faster class cars when you're in a battle and just blocking the hell out of literally everyone. It is entertaining to say the least. Look at Javier Jenny, who is doing battle with Spencer Taft. I almost thought that was Sean Kenny for a second. Gotta love that bouncing Guinean number 34 with the bwah on the
Yep.
side. Have we? Yeah, does I forget, does ACC have the ability to do multi-class racing, or is that just not something you can do?
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
Why haven't we ever done that? Well, we have. We've done that like once, I feel
It's
like.
chaotic and disaster. I did a
Perfect.
race with, I can't remember what club it was, but it was basically a 5 car grid on Monza with a mixed GT4 and GT3.
Oh, well,
Um,
Monza is just another thing
yeah,
entirely.
it was no. I mean, the server crashed 3 times and we just kept restarting. But even then, it was just a disaster. It didn't help that I picked the Jaguar, but still, it was like, oh, getting past those GT4 cars was scary.
No kidding. I forget there's a Jaguar in this game. I think I've
Oh yeah,
only ever seen
probably
two
me
people
drive it.
drive it.
Yeah, me and who's the other one? Jeff. Jeff
Yeah,
drives it.
Jeff. Yeah, I was trying to remember because it's like it was a something. We haven't seen him in a minute either.
No, I haven't either. I'm actually kind of. I was almost tempted to take the Jaguar again this season, but when I got the opportunity to drive the Porsche, I took that instead.
Yeah, that was probably a smart choice.
Yeah, the Porsche. I'm really enjoying the Porsche, but the Jaguar was slow. But
Yeah.
whoa, okay, that's slippery.
Ooh, Butler's not having a
There's
great
something
off
about the
there.
power of the Jaguar, just the raw grunt of it.
It also sounds fantastic.
Yeah, that's all it is. Sound and grunt. There's nothing
What
else
more
to
do
it.
you need?
And exactly. The aerodynamic stuff, don't need that.
Exactly. Don't even
Traction
worry about
control,
it.
who needs decent traction control, you know?
Nah, nah.
You just put your foot
That
flat
that's
and
one
hope
thing
for the
that I'm
best.
always amazed by with these like cars. The Jaguar is a good example, but also the Maserati and GT4. They don't have traction control or anti-lock brakes and stuff. Well, I don't know about the Jaguar as far as anti-lock brakes, but I know that Maserati doesn't. And it's like, why? You know,
Yeah.
it's not a regulation thing because
No,
you're
it's
allowed
not,
to have
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Brandon Ouellette
The
dips into the
Jaguar,
pits.
well, in Jaguar's case, it is just old, and it just doesn't have the technology. You compare it to the same era GT3 cars, it's actually not bad.
Ooh, and
Oh, Sylvester
Silvestri.
going very wide.
Oh, that was probably the most composed off I've ever seen in a Paddock Hill Bend.
Yeah, that was very safe rejoin.
Huh.
Whereas, yeah, the Maserati, I don't know why it wouldn't have TC or ABS. TC I can actually understand because I've driven it quite a lot, TC, meh, not a big deal. traction control though. Sorry, ABS. It needs it. It
Well,
really does.
well, the thing is, ooh, we got some back marker action. Is that Ayrton Arsenault? I don't think so. In
I
any
think it
case, the
is.
pit window is open, so now drivers will have 10 minutes to swap some tires, get some fuel if you want. I don't believe there's a penalty for getting fuel in this game, so
No, but there is
load it
usually
up.
a minimum pit stop time, and usually if you get fuel, you'll still be under the minimum pit stop time.
Really?
Yes, so most of the
Hmm.
time it makes sense to get fuel at a pit stop.
Yeah.
Although in saying that, I found this with the Porsche, I don't like it going below 20 liters. So I do
Because of the
tend to
weight
have,
balance.
yeah, I haven't quite worked that out yet. So I tend to take a little bit more at the start and then just a little top up at the end. But yeah, most cars 50/50 is ideal in this sort of race.
Well, that's
There's,
definitely part
there's
of the strategy is figuring out what you can and can't deal with.
definitely,
You
yep,
know, as much as we're like to be adaptable with driving these cars, some things you just can't get over.
you can't,
Um,
yeah.
and so Brandon Baker and Javier Castaño Muñoz are the first divers into the pits. Unfortunately, Brandon Uyet may have misjudged his pit opportunity because that did not count. His pit that I mentioned did not count towards the mandatory pit stop.
No, it did not.
This is a
He's gone
huge bummer.
from what, fourth?
Third or fourth.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt. So he was looking at a good result, but not anymore.
I mean, he probably had some damage that he just needed fixed, but
It's also a possibility.
I wonder aloud how devastating it would have been to either slow way down and wait for the pit window to open, or do another lap at a slow speed.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
We've seen the likes of Josiah Jerome, um, in I believe,
Oh, that's gonna be
actually that was
sketch.
race room. Ooh,
That is very sketch.
Higgs coming up fast on that. That's either no, that's not Arsenault. That must be Castaño.
It is, yes, I think it is. Yeah, yeah, 22 car. Well,
Continuing
they
to
are
struggle
technically
under braking.
competing.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
expect Higgs to be held up a lot here.
I do as well too. We'll have to see kind of how he tries to execute this pass. Oh, like that.
Pretty simple. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a blue
Castagna
flag
just goes
situation. There's
wide.
only so much you can delay him by.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I do
Otherwise,
wonder
Higgs,
aloud
the
what
steward, might give you the ban hammer.
yeah, please. I do wonder aloud what exactly problem Castagno is having because he's driven in. I mean, he only ever drives a Porsche, and he's
Yes.
definitely driven in the rain before.
Yeah.
And Brands Hatch is a little awkward in the rain, but not that much more awkward
He
than.
may. There's a few possibilities, I guess. He may not be familiar with Brands Hatch. The setup is probably good because his teammate's doing fine, so it's not that. So the car can perform here. The other thing is I find teaming up with him, he's quite aggressive. So maybe that's playing into effect. The aggression's kind of maybe too much here.
It's certainly possible, although he seems to also just be generally struggling with grip, not even so much control.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
It may
wonder if
just be
maybe there
familiarity with the track.
it could be. I almost wonder if there's a setting, a tuning error that was made somewhere along the lines.
Oh, I doubt it, because they usually run the same tunes.
Hmm.
Although it is a possibility, last minute he may have accidentally loaded the wrong setup. Although no, he was on the same pace in qualifying, so that can't be it.
Yeah, I wonder because. Hmm. Well, you as their ex one of their ex teammates are probably uniquely qualified to espouse on what goes on, but it sounds like you're not entirely sure either.
Yeah, no, I haven't communicated with them since today about the race.
Meanwhile, Arjona has found himself in fourth place. I
Yep,
wouldn't say he's
his
doing
usual
battle with
stride.
Max Simmons. He's quite some distance back, I believe.
Yeah, he is catching them though. He's now 2 seconds behind Max Simmons, who's
Well,
dropped
no,
down
he's
a
15
little bit.
seconds behind Max
He's 15
Simmons.
seconds. Wow, okay, that updated quite a bit.
Yeah. Close enough.
Yeah.
Butler and Bessie both making their way to the pits. As we reach the halfway point in our race, Matt Higgs as well diving into the pits.
That means we have a silver leading the race. Well done, Smith.
Hey, I'd take that.
Yep, I would too. Oh, there, right, first place. Very impressive.
It kind of makes me flash back to the only race in ESR I've ever won, which is Kyalami 3D Speed, what, 2 seasons ago, last season.
Yep,
And I could that whole
that
time
race though.
I could scarcely believe my luck. Ooh, Javier Eugeni getting really judicious with those boundaries.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that actually because that race for me was nearly a third place victory.
Oh, oh yeah, I remember that because
Unfortunately,
we were battling for a
I'm
second.
yeah. Unfortunately, I met Mika for the first time, and
Yes.
he did his usual friendly
Oh yes, I
behind the
remember that
wall
so
thing.
well. I remember that so well.
It's funny because we'd never talked before, and then
Hmm.
afterwards we were best friends.
Yeah. What a
uh,
freaking world, right?
I know, right? But also so last season when I was driving the Honda, we also collected together on Kailami in the rain. So it's now a tradition. 3D speed, me and Mika will collide on Kailami.
Uh-oh. Well, I mean, it is Kyalami. There's a
It
lot of
is.
collisions going on
There
there,
is. Yeah, yeah.
but
I just find it
that's a
funny
pretty
that
good tradition to make. Mazel
yeah, I just
tov.
find it funny that you were on a success path and got success from it, and I was heading towards that as well in that same race.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, isn't it? Um,
Yep.
I was talking. Who was I talking with about? And I don't know much about NASCAR, but
Me
it
either.
was it was Jeff Gordon was absolutely dominant in the 90s.
Hmm.
Like to a quite frankly insane degree.
Right.
Like to the likes of which, I mean, Sebastian Loeb is jealous, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
obviously the wrong sport, but analogous.
Oh,
But
same thing. Yeah.
who was there was someone else who was also on a victory path. Nice pass by Martin Smith. But there's someone else who was on a victory path that had a fantastic year, like an absolutely stellar. I believe it's 97 was the year, and they had an incredible. Ooh, we got a Ferrari off. That's that's must be Silvestri or Bessie. Never mind.
No, he's gonna block Max. Max has
Ooh,
gained a lot from
oh,
this blue flag situation, but that block is gonna hurt him a little bit.
that is heinous.
So Max has gained about a second and a half from blue flags.
Hmm.
That's lucky from him.
He's probably lost a decent chunk of that through that maneuver with. It
He
has to be
has,
Bessie,
yeah.
but
It must be,
if I
yeah.
if the camera could hang on it for long enough for me to
See
see the
names.
number, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I think
Uh,
it's Bessie. Must be.
but anyway, it might have been. It wasn't Biffle. I don't remember who it was. Another NASCAR driver saying a fantastic season, like podiums most races.
Hmm.
And the ones he was still like stemming the damage.
Yeah, yeah.
Low teens in places. And he would have had an absolute banner year were it not for Jeff Gordon, who was getting first place every race and stuff
Every
like
race.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just imagine similar scenarios with you and me and the other. I mean, not trying to compare, not trying to confuse anyone
Oh,
into
yeah,
thinking
yeah,
that I'm good or anything,
yeah. No,
but
because that would be wrong,
yeah, it would be
Don't want to
very
deceive
wrong.
people here.
Exactly. Uh, but it's just one of those things like, come on.
Mm, yep.
I don't know where I was really going with that, but it just kind of was funny to me. So we got almost the entire last of our cars going into the pits. Albert Honig, John Marco Silvestri, Sean Kinney, leaving the MSs, Martin Smith, Max Simmons, to be out. Did we just catch
Surprisingly,
Matt Higgs in a little oops there?
I think we did.
That looked like a bobble.
You're not allowed to do that, Higgs. Can't do that.
Yeah. Or I
You
mean, you
you
can.
must drive perfectly.
Has he given you what was your deal with him again? Was he supposed to like give you the pole
Give me
on a race or
qualifying,
something?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, B would just be
No.
worse than you. That's right.
Still hasn't done that. I still remember it. First race, it was practice race for 3D speed 3 seasons ago, 4 seasons ago. Driving the Jaguar on Misano. Practice race.
Oh, but that doesn't count.
Oh no, he didn't give qualifying yet, but he made the deal
Oh.
then.
Oh, that's
I,
when they
I,
made the deal. Okay.
I can't even remotely remember what he wanted me to say, but
Me either.
yeah, no, I don't think he
Some
does either. So
maybe
I mean,
something about Ligma.
probably.
And with that, our pit window closes with Martin Smith and Max Simmons waiting until the absolute last second, as per tradition.
Yep, yep.
Oh, we just lost someone. I saw it happen.
Oh,
Who was it?
who is it?
Gee whiz.
Is it?
All the McLarens are here. Jeremy
No,
Reeder
Jake
and
Barker's
the
here.
Aston
No,
Martin's here.
okay. I don't know who it is.
I Oh, it's the Lexus. It's Brandon
Oh, it
Ouyet.
is. Oh
Yeah.
no. I
So
guess
he
after having that double pit stop, effectively, he's out of the race effectively in terms of points.
Yeah, with his with that series of unfortunate events, that's very frustrating. I can relate.
Yeah, definitely. That would suck a lot.
What is the point values for what, 16th, 17th? Do we lose another
It's
one?
it's still reasonable. Yeah, I think we lost someone at the start, maybe.
Because we had 18 with Dominic Turcotte, but he immediately left.
Yeah, yeah. So we started with 17.
And then we lost Uliet and who else?
I'm not sure. Like, yeah.
It's a Lamborghini. It's Butler.
Is it?
Yeah, there were two
It
Lamborghinis,
is.
Carnelosi
You're
and
right. No,
Butler.
you're right. It is Butler. Yeah. He's also gone since Butler's
Wow,
left.
attrition rate through the roof all of a sudden.
Yep, we're down to 15 cars.
Yikes. Well, as you can see in the forecast, the rain will decrease over the next 15 minutes. I mean, will it be enough to really do anything? Great
So
question.
after the pit stop, we've got Higgs back on top as expected. Simmons has managed to get past Smith, and then Baker is in fourth, and Hona is in fifth place. Was teammate close behind, so that's pretty good going
Oh
for
yeah,
Team AXRT.
X. You guys all. I guess you guys. I mean, you and them. You always do this stuff. How do you do that? Like, d-
Okay, so
not having a
they.
fantastic, not having a poor race, but not having a fantastic race.
Oh, Smith is back in the pits.
Yeah, I saw Smith back in the pits, and I think we also just saw Sean Kenny eat it in Paddock Hill.
Yeah,
Uh, Unfortunately, the timing isn't updating, but that looked like
no.
a pretty hefty spin. Any case, yeah, and now they're in fourth and fifth.
So
Just
my
apropos of
understanding
question mark.
is that they are very, 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 very good at doing pit stops. Whoa, that's very not good. So yeah, I believe they practice doing pit stops and making sure they hit the exact point where you got to start braking for the 50k mark. That's my understanding. I didn't get any of that luck when I joined their team, so
Ooh,
I'm not going to claim to be that good.
Martin Smith, not only did he have to go into the pits, but upon leaving is served a stop and go
Oh
penalty of 30
no,
seconds.
that's not good. That
Is
was
there
looking like a really good result.
Did someone place a hex upon the top, like, the top cars that aren't McLarens in this field?
You said
They're
you
drop
couldn't jinx them, but I think you might have been able
Hey
to.
man, I only jinxed Silvestri.
Silvestri? Okay, was only Silvestri?
Yeah,
Okay, he's down in 10th place. He wasn't 8th, so.
he is. Yeah, he got minorly jinxed.
Smith. Oh
But
no.
but
That
they're
was such a
dropping
good
like
race so
flies.
far. They
Yeah,
are. Yes. I mean, it was always going to be tough in the rain.
yeah, Liette, Smith. I mean, that's one thing that it sucks, but you got to be responsible for that. It's hard to hit those. Well, I say that, but also come on, it's Brands Hatch, that giant friggin' chicane before the pit. It's not hard to break for that.
No, it's not. Although in saying that, some people do use the manual pit speed limiter, so that could even be on the exit, leaving pit lane.
That's true.
You can gain an advantage using it, but I mean, personally, I'd rather not risk it.
That's very fair. That makes sense.
Because I would rather lose 2 seconds every pit stop than have a 30-second pit stop, penalty every 5 or 6 races.
Yeah, well, that's just how you have to. Yeah, that's just counting the stopping time. It's probably closer to like a minute getting into the pits and out.
Yep. Time you slow down for it, try to avoid getting another one.
Yeah, so in the last Saturday series race that we did, I'm actually very proud of this. I didn't win. I did pretty well, but I had Mike made it a point to mention that I had the lowest pit delta out of anyone.
All right. Yeah.
And I am proud of that because I was determined. I really wanted to nail my pit stop because I don't normally have problems, but it's always pretty unrefined for me. So I'll
Yep.
be extra cautious and stuff, and I'll avoid penalties. But I kind of am like, ah, man, there's extra seconds here. And ooh,
Oh, that's wide.
Baker, buddy, you got this.
At least he kept it together. He's not spun, not in a wall. Still
Yeah.
lost some time.
And I'll just say, yeah, the pit you can make up a ton of, and it's kind of hidden time too, right? Because it's
It
not
is.
easily, it's not recorded really in anything you can view during the race.
Well, you do it once per
It's
race, and you don't practice it, so there's no
exactly.
comparing.
I was behind Mag Magus. He was 11 seconds ahead of me at before we went into the pits, and he had a pretty good pit stop. But just because I nailed mine, I got it down to 2 seconds. I was 7 seconds faster than him in the
Wow,
pits,
that's pretty
and
good.
and well, actually, that might be a little bit of an exaggeration. I think it was something like that. It was like 6 seconds or 5.5 maybe.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but it was enough that I was like, wow, he must have had some damage or something. And I asked him later. He's like, no, I had a pretty good pit stop.
Yeah.
So there's
That's the
value in
thing.
that.
You never know if you've had a bad pit stop or the person ahead of you's had a really good one because it, you don't know. You got no real benchmark.
Exactly. I have poor self worth, so I'm always assuming that I just had a bad pit stop or
Oh,
that
me too.
they had a worse pit stop because of
Yep,
damage or
yep.
something. Ooh, Ferrari,
Oh,
that's a
who's that?
Silvestri.
Is that Silvestri?
I believe so. Oh, he's
Hard to
hit some
tell.
pretty good saves.
He has.
But yeah, like I think after that I'm practicing my pit stops. It's you can get a free huge chunk of time
Maybe I should
just by
start doing
nailing
that too.
everything. Well, like think about it. Even if you just pull up a little bit too slow and have to reposition your car a little bit, or even if because if you get close enough to the pit box, at least in this game, it'll kind of like take a second to correct you. That
If
that's
you're
that's
far enough
that's
off, you will get dropped. Basically, they'll move you, drop you, and then raise you back up. And that will lose you 3 to 4 seconds.
exactly. Even that,
So you
even,
do
yeah,
have to be pretty precise.
yeah. And then
Which again, if you're coming in and being cautious on the brakes, making sure you're not. Oh, that's
ooh,
someone.
oh, was that
That
Kenny?
is Kenny. That's Kenny.
Ooh, he's
Oh, that's not good.
continuing to struggle a little bit. Is he gonna appear on the corner?
No, he's not. He
Ooh,
must have hit that wall pretty hard.
I was gonna say he might have nosed in.
Those didn't probably stalled
Yep,
it.
that's a
I didn't
Ferrari.
see him. That's a Ferrari and then a Lamborghini,
Ugh, poor Kenny.
I think.
Oh my God, they killed Kenny.
Ferrari. No, we're not gonna see him, are we?
So as per usual, Javier Eugeni has materialized in eighth place.
Yep. Still
He
gaining positions.
he just you follow IndyCar a little bit, right?
No, not even
Oh,
slightly.
okay. Well, if you've watched our streams before, I've said this probably about Javier Eugeni, but there's a driver in IndyCar named Scott Dixon. He's actually from New Zealand.
I know Scott Dixon.
Yeah.
Yep.
And his thing is like, no matter where he is in qualifying, just near the end of the race, he'll just appear somehow in the top five,
Yep.
and usually make some pretty insane moves and make stuff work. Uh, but even if not that, he'll just end up in the top five, and everyone will look and be like, "Where did he come from?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How do you
Um,
get there?
and Javier Eugeni is much in the same thing. He's like a freaking Pokemon or something. I don't
Yep.
know. He just appears magically in the top 10 and then in the top five. It's like what?
I'd be very curious to see. I can't remember what they call it. The lap deviation for him, because I have a
Uh,
theory that he's not quick, but he does the exact same lap in, lap out,
mhm.
and as a result doesn't make a mistake, and everyone around him just kind of moves back and forth around him. And
Yeah,
of course, net people make more mistakes than they make gains
yeah.
in terms of lap times.
Well, there he is
He's
in
just gonna
7th
gain a
now.
race. Yeah,
Who did he even pass?
it's magic. It's just don't ask questions. It's magic.
How are you, Jenny? That's suspicious. You know, if you rearrange the letters and then add a few and then take away some, that spells Illuminati.
I think you're being a little bit creative there.
Okay. I don't know, man. Just think about it.
I don't want to think about it.
It's the man. Oh, you know, it was Taft, because Taft was in 6th, and I think we saw him like sitting on the side of the road there as we were talking
Oh yeah,
about.
he was going a little bit slow. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
for unknown reasons. Maybe a spin recovery. I don't know.
Well, I see like a thousand reasons falling from the sky right now.
Yes, I mean I
The
think
wet.
1,000 is underestimating it. Several million might be a
Okay,
little bit
million
closer.
billion.
Fine.
One
Yep.
120 hyper squintillion.
I don't even want to imagine how big that is.
We'll do it anyway.
No, please don't.
So Jeremy Reeder has found himself under fire from Marco Bessi and is also currently in last. Almost did it with Arsenault. Smith is continuing to suffer in 13th. Ooh, wow, that was a move. It ended up working. Okay, nice.
I think Raider let him through. It's blue flag, so
Yeah, it looked like it. Maybe just the angle, but it looked like he was coming in pretty hot. So Simmons is only actually 3.2 seconds behind Higgs right now.
yep. He
That's
has
not a
gained
lot.
time, I think. I think
Yeah.
out of pits they were 4 or 5 seconds apart. So we could see a battle between them.
This is almost
The-
exactly a rerun of what happened at, I believe, Hungaroring. Simmons was ahead of Matt Higgs, and then he had a bad mistake or something, and then he ended up behind, but he was catching rapidly. And oh, Higgs cooked his tires. He went
Ah,
sliding on one of the what's that, turn 6, the really awkward left-hander that like kind of goes over a hill.
yep.
And he just roasted his tires and allowed Simmons to catch right back up. But Higgs was able to basically pull off a masterclass in defense in the last couple of laps and made it made it work out. So I'll have to see if the same thing
Yep.
kind of happens here. We do see
Yeah.
Simmons catching a little bit. He's down a third of a second.
Each time that leaderboard updates, he gets this tiny bit closer. And I mean, at this race, at this rate, I think he would catch up. But then again, even if he does catch up, he still has to overtake him, and that's not easy. As he gains another point, what was it, like 0.1? So yeah, very small gains, but they add up.
Indeed. Um, I'm not sure if it's because of the encoder or what, but it looks like it's not raining anymore.
It does appear
I
to
think
be
it
like
might be
that.
the encoder.
It's got to be, because it's still telling us it's wet in the top right hand hub.
Oh, that's right. Hmm.
So I think it might just be the encoder or the view we're looking at.
Certainly possible. Okay, so
Not that we can change the view.
no,
Uh,
I really wish there was a setting where you could disable
it
on
is still
car
raining.
views.
Okay, yeah, it's still raining.
Oh yeah, it's very much still raining. I like how the direction of the wind is changing with relation to the camera view.
Yep.
Like that's super helpful, you guys.
There's so much detail in the little things in this game. It's kind of ridiculous.
So, with this in mind, if I apply the knowledge that I have of the standings, because I can't access them right now, but what consequences will result out of this? Well, currently I forget if Rinaldi was within striking distance of AXRT, but regardless, well, No, they only have 2 cars. I thought Smith was on Rinaldi for a second, but they're not. So you got Bessie and Silvestri. They're not set up to do any damage against XRT, so they're gonna probably be ahead. But
But
neither of
then
them are gonna
again,
make up really any points on Optimum because surely by
yeah,
virtue of them having 3 people that are all present.
but not
Josh.
also. I'm sorry, but not even that. The fact that they both have a higher position than the WA RXT. Sorry, words English speaking.
You got this, man.
Um, yeah. So even if they had 2 drivers, that's Higgs's team would still be leading this race in terms of points. But yes,
You're
having me
right.
in there would
You're right.
probably add another person. So yes, it would have helped.
No.
But I had work, and it pays the
Excuses,
bills. So,
excuses.
well, I could be homeless.
I, that's it's preferable. You gotta support your team.
But
Without
in saying
without
that,
comrades, we're just animals.
I had to borrow money to buy my new racing wheel,
Oh
so I do
shit.
have to pay that off somehow.
That's
You know,
fair.
was
All
only
right. Yeah, and so you got to use it. You got to justify that investment.
true, true.
See?
Yeah, no.
Stonks.
In saying that, I was told and was hoping for Mondays off. But because of scheduling issues, I've had to take Thursday off, which for the Canadians and Americans out there, that's Wednesday, which means I can do 3D speed, not GT challenge. It's like,
Yeah, that's a fair enough trade. This is not
so
like a Tuesday or something.
yeah, it doesn't work out the best for my current team, but oh well. It's been fun
So
this
here,
season. I've enjoyed it, even though I've only done 2 races.
yeah, well, it's been looking like fun. There's definitely been no shortage of drama.
No, there has not been, especially the last race. Jeez.
Oh, really quick note here. You probably didn't see it, but Jeremy Reeder is there. We go. So last lap 134, which is not particularly good, but best lap 129.9. Like that's well within a second of our fastest lap. I think our fastest lap is 128.9.
Yeah, but look at Eugenie Higgs is 28, so he's definitely got the pace, but he needs the consistency now.
Yeah.
So if he can build consistency, he could be like. I mean, Eugenie's fastest is roughly the same as Reeder's. So if you think about that, if
Yeah.
you get Reeder to be on the same pace every lap, he'd be in 8th right now or 7th.
Yeah, no kidding. And with a substantial possibility of teleporting into third.
Yes. If he's going with the Eugenie strategy, that's
Yeah.
completely possible.
Exactly.
Maybe he needs to get touched on Eugenie and get some magic wizard tricks.
I fully support Javier Eugenia organizing like a wizard competition in racing. As just everyone weaponizing the teleportation abilities. Ooh, Higgs is getting
Oh,
stalled up by Reeder.
oh,
Oh,
he's
this
blocking
is
him.
gonna be. Oh wow.
Oh, Higgs is not gonna. That's gonna cost Higgs some time. Simmons is
So that
gonna gain a little bit from there.
that wasn't desperately bad, but it was definitely something that happened.
It'll be half a second minimum.
I was almost worried that they were gonna come together and have an accident.
You can see Simmons in the background. He's got 2 cars to get past.
Ooh, I wonder if Simmons might actually get the worst end of this deal than Higgs did,
He
because
might,
we're
because
now
these
almost
blue
going
flag
3
cars are.
wide in.
Oh,
Okay, no, we're good. Okay.
it's a double blue flag situation. That's the worst case scenario.
Yeah. How many blue flags do you think the corner marshals have?
Enough.
How many do you think they could wave at most?
I mean, only one really at most, I guess. Or 2 with 2 hands, I guess. Although you can
It's,
hold two flags with 1 hand, right?
exactly, yeah. So 4
So, so I guess 4. But then if you're really
quadruple
clever,
blue flag.
you could hold 1 between each finger, right?
Yeah,
You get like
one
5 on a hand.
one in
You
your
could almost
teeth.
blue flag the entire field with 1 knife,
I like it.
which means we can reduce our marshal population dramatically and save on costs.
Exactly. I like the
See,
way you think.
economics 101 here, guys.
Is it we got freaking blue flag jutsu going on in here.
Excuse me.
So whatever time Simmons gained, it seems like he's immediately lost it again.
Yes. So I think that's just the virtual blue flags. Although he seems to be stabilizing around that 3 seconds before and after the blue flags that both of them
Yeah,
have to go past. So Higgs hasn't really lost anything. Simmons hasn't really gained anything from that, which is good.
yeah,
That's what you want from a
exactly.
blue flag situation. You don't want it to affect the outcome of the race, unless you do. I mean,
I mean, I do. It's frustrating as a driver, but
oh,
also
Simmons drops down a little
but
bit.
you can also, oh yeah, well, half a second. That's a pretty decent
Hmm.
chunk. Um, as a racer, I hate it, but also you can manage that risk. Like there's ways you can navigate
Oh yeah.
traffic. What?
I'll admit I do want Simmons to catch up. Higgs has been doing too well this season. He needs some competition,
That's true.
and
I
I would
mean,
love to see Simmons take out Higgs.
it would
That
be
would
really
just
entertaining.
not only because it would take them both out of the race, but because it would put my team on top. So you know.
Ah, X team. Don't forget.
No. I'm still on the team.
Oh,
You go to
okay.
race safe. I'm still on there.
You're just serving a cheerleading role.
Yes.
Wait, are you allowed to be in this commentary booth? Is that a conflict of interest?
Well, Higgs is also the steward. I would see that as a bigger conflict of interest.
Holy shit, it's a conspiracy. You're right. It's all a lie. Everything I know is a lie. It's like friggin' Daredevil with Wilson Fisk.
Oh god.
He planned it all along.
Yep.
So we kind of see Simmons squidging back up. Well, now he's a lap behind. Never mind. That happened fast.
That should update in a moment.
And
So he's going back. He's going back a quarter again. So they're stretching out. I wonder if it's because of the sectors that we're looking at. I wonder if there's such a
it
big difference between sectors.
it probably is. That makes sense.
Yeah, we'll have to monitor that. I mean, 3 minutes to go. 3 minutes 30 seconds. So
So we got
that
two
would be a
laps and
second a lap
change.
if we could catch up.
That'd have to be pretty epic.
Yeah, that would be
It's not
unlikely to
impossible.
happen. It's not impossible, absolutely not. And look at the weather conditions. Anything is possible.
Yeah,
And the blue flags too. You know.
especially those. Oh, we got Spencer Taft phasing out of existence for a second there. I think he's absorbing Eugenie's powers by proximity.
Or is Eugenie using his powers against him? I don't know.
Yeah, he's gonna teleport him into the freaking moon or
Into the
something.
wall. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and the wall.
He's gonna teleport him so he's in a curb with his tire clipping through, so punctures him.
Perfect. So, but yeah, it looks like this is the biggest battle we've currently got going on. Ooh,
Sure is three-way battle, I think. Yes, it is.
woof.
Whoa. Okay.
Taft going on the
That's not
inside
good.
attempt as Eugenie. Was that Muniz? Yeah, it was. It looks like.
Yep.
Wait, yeah. I don't know. All the Porsche deliveries look so similar to me.
Oh, they are. They are. Yes, it's a little bit frustrating, but
We're gonna take a look at our Hona. Not
yep.
100% sure why.
No idea why either, but he's in third, so that's good.
Brandon Baker. We're just doing a tour of the top 5 right now.
I guess we are. And we can see his very grey, boring visor.
Yeah. But so like in real life, and I guess for like realism's sake, this camera kind of makes some sense. And I guess if you're trying to emulate it in the game, you can include it. But like
What are you
whoever,
seeing here? Like,
who wants to see this?
like hello spectators. Nice to
Yeah.
see you.
Exactly. Yeah. Like
Hey, again.
this one. Yeah.
What are we
Wait. Is
looking
that
at?
this? Is this the same person?
No.
Is
Oh,
is
wait a minute.
holy shit? Yeah. How
Conspiracy
deep does
theory.
it go,
They're all the
Matt?
same driver.
Matt Neal? Are you? Oh, wait a second. Those names sound pretty similar.
Are
Do you
you
know that Matt and
cloning
Neil aren't
people?
the same person?
I don't know. I haven't seen them both race at the same time.
And Eugenie's now in 5th. When did that happen?
Okay, he's a
What
wizard.
is going on? So we've got Eugenie versus Taft for 3rd, Kenny versus Muniz for 9th. Arguably, well, you can't really say Silvestri versus Bessie because they're theoretically on the same team. Although they've taken each other out before, so who knows.
Yes, not negates him to do that. 30 seconds, and then we'll find out if they got it another lap or not.
I think so.
I think they
Looks
will.
like
It's
looks like
unlikely they
Arjona
won't.
is just coming around McLaren,
Yeah, so it
so
looks like they
Higgs
will
is
have to.
probably a decent chunk past.
Yep. So we've got one more lap. One more chance.
So, Josh, do you think that if I asked you at the beginning of this race to predict the outcome based on qualifying, do you think you would have been able to do a better job than a random dice roll?
Uh, I
Because
think at
we've
the
seen
I
we,
okay.
we we've
I
seen
think
so many switch ups in the
okay.
last 10 minutes
I
even.
think at the end I probably could have predicted about half of the top 5,
Okay.
but halfway through the race before that pit stop window, I think I would have been better off just rolling dice.
Yeah. Well, I'm just watching everyone shuffle around even in the last 3 laps, and
Yep.
like
Yep.
Carnelosi's now in ninth, Castano is now in 10th. Like, I mean, Arsenault and Reed are, I guess, are the only constants, and Smith, I suppose, also. Eugeni's now in 5th. Silvestri's
Okay.
in
Well,
7th. Where's Bessie? 11th, I guess. Oh, Taft making a move.
Higgs and Simmons finished first and second,
That's true.
and now we wait for the Porsche to come across the line. We won't see it because this camera's annoying.
So Simmons was indeed catching a little bit, at least in the last couple laps. Not entirely sure if
Yep.
that was a consistent thing, but he's down to 2.4. Javier Eugeni is doing deft battle with Taft. Munoz finishes 10th. We're now watching a finished car.
Thank you, game. Very entertaining.
Why? Come on, you're doing so well, director. There you go, Martin Smith versus question mark.
Or at least we got to see on Martin Smith finish, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, right. Oh man,
As the
that's
rest of
so
the field come
unfortunate.
in
I
now.
feel bad for him.
Yeah,
Okay, before
that was such a good lead.
okay, nope, never mind. Everyone hasn't finished. I'm just gonna take a friggin' screenshot. One thing that we as ESR like drivers have to work on a little bit is like letting the race completely like terminate and stuff before leaving.
Or
The number of
yeah.
times I miss the leaderboard as it shuffles up as people are leaving
Hmm.
is it's crazy. Okay, so session over. We have on the leaderboard Matt Higgs. No way. No, he's Matt Higgs. Congratulations, winning round 5, first place. Good job. Max Simmons pulling out second after a enormous shakeup through basically the entire race. Albert Ahona, not really coming out of nowhere, but pulling out a pretty successful third place. I believe he qualified 6th or something. Brandon Baker in 4th. Javier Eugeni materializing in 5th as he does. Spencer Taft in 6th. Gianmarco Silvestri 7. Sean Kenny 8. Alan Carnelosi in 9th. And Javier Castaño Munoz of AXRT rounding out our top 10. So Javier Eugeni saying, whew, oh, okay. No doubt he's excited for that the rainy nightmare to be over. And we
Maybe
can
he's
see
just
our
happy that we didn't catch him
yeah,
teleporting.
right.
But
We haven't
except
outed him yet.
we weren't live streaming it, so we did.
Exactly. Ooh.
Big conspiracy.
Exactly. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'm Javier Eugeni.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe. But yeah, we can confirm James Butler, Brandon Lilliette, and Dominic Turcotte never started the race, but he DNF'd regardless. So, good race to all, and to all a good night, except for not really, because we have to check the standings real quick.
We do.
Uh, uh, there we go. Okay. Oh, race up is so slow sometimes. Come on. Well, while it's doing that, I'll announce the next um, race in 2 weeks. So that's November 5th, or nope, December 5th. We're going to Imola for the first time in a hot
Ooh.
minute in the GT Challenge. I believe it's been a season and a half since we last raced there. That'll
Yep,
be a
sounds about right.
standard. That'll be a standard sprint fair. I'm excited. That's one of my favorite tracks,
One
personally.
of mine too. Yep.
I love Imola. But anyway, so finally got the results up. Currently in our drivers' championship, we have Matt Higgs in first with 488 points. Max Simmons following closely behind with 457 in second. Javier Eugeni, the anomaly of the group, is in third with 414. Javier Castaño Muniz right behind with 396 in fourth. Albert Ahona in fifth with 388. Marco Bessi in sixth, 378. Sean Kenny seventh, 371. Martin Smith in eighth with 366. Spencer Taft in ninth with 351, and Alan Carnelosi in 10th with 342. Lots of bronze and silver drivers in the top 10, which is
Yeah, it's
refreshing
very good for them. Yeah.
indeed. As for the team standings, Optimum Racing, Sean Kenny, Matt Higgs, Brandon Baker in first with 892. AXRT, as predicted, in second with Albert Ahona, Javier Castaño Muñoz, and this guy sitting next to me, Josh McLaughlin, with 817. And Rinaldi Racing in third with 717. That's Tommaso Bino, who we haven't seen in a minute, Marco Bessi, and Gianmarco Silvestri. So still well within competition, actually. Not even 75 points separating the two. Well, actually, exactly 75 points separating the top two teams, and only 100 separating 2 and 3. So look forward to see how Imola shakes that up. That will be the last standard sprint race until we enter the final third of our series. So excited for that to get underway.
Yeah, sure
As
be exciting.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's always exciting, but I'm kind of curious what kind of weather is going to show up there. We've had
Yeah, me
quite
too,
a
actually.
variety.
Feel like we need
Anyhow,
some more dry races. We've only had, I think, what we done? What was this? Is race 5?
this is race
I think
5.
we've had 2 wet races already. That's pretty close to half.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're not wrong. Even including well, if you include the doubles as their own separate races, it's been more than more than half, definitely.
Yep.
Um, but in any case, that's all I got. Do you have anything to add, Josh?
No, no, that was a good watch.
Yeah, excellent. I'm glad to have you in the booth. It's been good to go over this with you again.
It's
Been a
been
minute.
fun. It's been fun.
We might do it
Yep.
again. I don't know. I did this delayed because I had scheduling conflicts, but I wouldn't be opposed to delaying it, maybe getting some other faces in here as well. You never know.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
Well, if you liked what you saw, visit us, esr-race.org. There's a link in the description. We have a Discord. We do racing in basically every um, discipline you could imagine, all the way
Oh,
from
absolutely.
Wreckfest demolition derbies, all the way up to this. We have rally championships. We have basically anything. So come and say hi. We actually recently started an Automobilista 2 mini championship. All the way. That might have been in conjunction with OSR. Well, you'll be able to find info in esr-race.org.
And we're
Eat, sleep,
mostly
race.
friendly, so there's no reason not to join us.
Yeah, we're mostly friendly. Just if you wrong anyone, especially on the commentary team, you better watch out.
Yep.
Because I mean, you know how much crap I talk about Matt Higgs, so let that be a
Hey.
warning, I suppose.
Yeah.
Anyhow, it's been good chilling out here. Uh, look forward to seeing you guys next time at Imola. Bye bye.
Bye.